Welcome back to Dali's Media. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the High Court of Kenya have now ordered President William Ruto to appoint a new cabinet within 120 days, citing failure to meet the constitutional two-third gender rule. But you need to understand that this one can be a plan of President William Ruto to allow him sack Mount Kenya CSS and PSS since he can't retain them as majority in cabinet. This one can be a plan of President William Ruto to sack Mount Kenya CSS and PSS since he can't retain them as majority. And before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, please consider liking the video. When you like the video, you automatically shows us your support on what we are doing on this platform. So please, as you watch, consider liking our videos. Thank you so much, and may God bless you for that great support. This one means that no more than two-thirds of members of an appointive or elective public body should be on the same gender. If more than two-thirds are men, the rule is violated. Number two, if more than two-thirds are women, the rule is also violated. For example, if a cabinet has 30 cabinet secretary, no more than 20 should be men, at least 10 should be women, or vice versa. The purpose of the rule is promoted equal representation and prevent one gender from dominating a public institution. So, when the people say a cabinet may not meet the two-third gender rule, they mean it's that it does not have enough representation from one gender to satisfy the constitutional requirement. And again, before we proceed, I want you to take your time and watch this clip of the video explaining more information behind the order from High Court in this country of Kenya to President William Samoei Ruto. Let us watch this video together, my great viewers.
Ordered President William Ruto to appoint another cabinet within 120 days on grounds that the current cabinet does not meet the constitutional threshold of two-thirds gender rule. Justice Jairus Ngaah also called out President William Ruto for recycling incompetent cabinet secretaries and poaching ODM experts from parliament. The order follows an application by civil society groups that moved to court to challenge Ruto's cabinet made up of 8 women and 15 men. Chris Tairu reports.
President William Ruto now has a maximum of 4 months to reconstitute his cabinet so that it meets the two-third gender rule. A 3-judge bench delivered a ruling Tuesday afternoon in a case filed by the civil society challenging the composition of the cabinet. According to the constitution, there should be no more than two-thirds of either gender in all elective or appointive positions. In the current Ruto's cabinet, there are 8 women consisting of Alice Wahome of Lands, Rebecca Miano of Tourism, Sopan Tuya of Defense, Dr. Deborah Barasa of Environment, Beatrice Asikul of East Africa Community, Anna Cheptumo of Gender, the Attorney General Dorcas Odor, and Masi Kiru Wanjau is the Secretary to the Cabinet. Men serving in the Cabinet are Musalia Mudavadi, Eden Duale, Kipchumba Murkomen, Davis Chirchir, Hassan Joho, Alfred Mutua, Julius Ogamba, Wycliffe Oparanya, John Mbadi, Eric Muuga, Salim Mvurya, Mutai Kagwe, Opio Wandai, Geoffrey Ruku, and William Kafogo. Ruto promised 50% women in the cabinet and pledged to attain the constitutional two-thirds gender rule. Minority Judge Jairus Ngaah called out President William Ruto for recycling incompetent cabinet secretaries and poaching ODM experts from parliament. The cabinet experts Opio Wandai of Energy, John Mbadi of Treasury, Hassan Joho of Mining, and Wycliffe Oparanya of Cooperatives have been more often than not accused of misleading the government in their policies and directives. In February 2025, the High Court nullified Ruto's presidential advisory offices and gave a Public Service Commission 90 days to audit executive offices with a 120-day report deadline. During former Chief Justice David Maraga's stint at the judiciary, The court ruled that parliament should be dissolved since it also fails to meet the two-thirds gender rule before a stay order was later issued. For now, all eyes will be on the president to see whether he will appeal the court's decision or go ahead and reconstitute his cabinet.
So that is what is happening in this country of Kenya within the cabinet ministry of President William Ruto as we are approaching 2027 general election. But you need to understand that this one is a tactic of Ruto. Ruto ashaona that huko Mount Kenya region, mambo ni one term. Gachagua is gaining popularity there each and every day. In fact, the meetings that Gachagua is making each and every day in Wamunyoro, it can be a reason to Ruto use court to sack other, it can be another reason of Ruto using court to form another cabinet. Ili afukuze wale watu wa Mount Kenya region, because alishajua pia that Kindiki cannot deliver. You also need to understand that one. Kindiki cannot deliver votes the way Rigathi Gachagua did it in 2022, which is true. So Ruto is looking for a way on how an excuse of firing Mount Kenya CSS and PSS, which is true. Ruto, there is nothing here in Kenya. Ruto have overtaken everything. There is nothing that is impossible for President William Ruto in this country of Kenya under his government. Under this government, he normally control courts, he normally control security affairs, he normally control IEBC. Kila kitu tu wana control. Hata cabinet ministry is the one who will normally give orders on what to happen and on what not to happen. So hii maneno ya court, you don't need to think more. You don't need to worry more about it. It can be something that have been generated by William Ruto. Yeye ndiye amepanga hii maneno. Yeye ndiye ametengeneza hii maneno ili aone venye anatoa watu wa Mount Kenya region kwa nini yake. Because ashaona that hapa this man Gachagua is gaining popularity each and every day. Yet these people, PSS and ministers within the Mount Kenya region, are not helping him anymore on the ground, which is true. But the leaders, the PSS and ministers within the Mount Kenya region are not helping President William Ruto because of many reasons. Number one, using campaigning for Ruto in the Mount Kenya region is not easy. So I agree with them. Whom will listen to them? Huko Gachagua sha take over. Tuseme tu kweli. Who is going to listen to Mount Kenya PSS and CSS whenever they are campaigning for William Ruto? Some months ago, the CS of Cooperative Weekly for Better Oparana within the ODM party said very well, clear in public, that they are struggling to campaign for William Ruto due to what is happening within the ODM party. Same to what is happening in the Mount Kenya region. UDA leaders and UDA ministers and PSS are finding it rough on the Mount Kenya region to campaign for President William Ruto. No one can listen to them within the Mount Kenya region without them using money. Lazima watumie tu pesa. Hey, but this is something that Ruto wanted. By the way, do you know that we can make Ruto a one-term president? We can make Ruto. Ask me why. As we speak right now, Gachagua have locked Mount Kenya region. Matiang'i have locked Kisii, Nyamira. Eugene Wamalwa, George Natembea, Peter Salasia, Kakamega Senator Boni Alwale, and other leaders have also locked Western region. Akina Godfrey Osotsi, Natembea, huko wameshashika. Ukienda Ukambani, Kalonzo ameshika Ukambani. Mount Kenya ni Gachagua, Martha Karua, Justin Ituri, Mithika Linturi. Huko Western, yani Ruto ashawekewa hapa na hapa. But huku Nyanza region naye sioni. Huko kuna votes kama 1.2 million votes because the votes have scattered in total. Which is true. The votes have scattered in total in Western, in Nyanza region. No one is listening to Oburu Odinga. Oburu Odinga have struggled to win the hearts of the people to love him or to listen to him. Because the way Luos used to follow Baba is not the way Luos are now following Oburu Odinga as the party leader. So this issue of court ordering Rigathi Gachagua, ordering William Ruto to form a new cabinet, it is just something that have been created with William Ruto. So you don't need to put much focus on it. No. These are just politics that Ruto is just playing. Ruto is now thinking beyond one-term narrative. Maybe want to bring other people on board. Anataka kuleta watu wengine kwa serikali yake. So he want to use court to bring other people within his cabinet so that those people can help him get the ground ahead of 2027 general election. Ni hivyo tu. Those are what I prepared for you on this video. Thank you so much and may God bless you. Let us meet in the next video that is going to be uploaded shortly within no time. Remember to subscribe, comment and like for more updates daily. Tukutane kwa video itakayofuata, wapenzi watazamaji wa Daniz Media. See you in the next video, my great viewers. Bye bye.